Ready to go live. Here we go. Hey, there we go. We even got the video up right away. It didn't take us 8 seconds. Ooh, someone's learning. How's it going, everybody? Hope you all are having a awesome Monday afternoon here, or evening, or whatever it is where you're at here. Of course, those of y'all filing in here as we just get this thing started here. Of course, my name is Austin, and this is Fantastic Freaks. Appreciate every single one of y'all coming in here. What if you're watching us live right here, right now on this Monday here, or perhaps you're part of the replay crew? Either way, equally appreciated. Appreciate every single one of y'all. And I see we already got some people here in the chat here. I'm going to make sure that my phone is silenced so that none of the spam callers disrupt us this time, as I did not silence my phone last time, and I'm pretty sure that my ringtone is copywritten. All right. I'm getting to the chat here. I see we already got two of my awesome moderators here who we'll address here shortly. The first one, of course, the Zen Ginger, one of my 3 awesome moderators here, saying hello. Hello to you, Zen. And hope you're having a great one there. Just saw her, of course, at Stephen P's What Your Plant stream, which is always an awesome stream there as well, especially if you're looking to get into planted aquariums, which I highly recommend. It's not just natural, but plants are like nature's filter. It's a win-win all around getting plants inside an aquarium. So if you're looking to get into the know-how of that, definitely recommend checking out Stephen P's stream every Monday at 4 p.m. Central or 5 p.m. Eastern, wherever you might be. It's a can't miss, especially if you're an aquarium plant guru. Going through here, my chat jumped here earlier. Let's see. We got Freaky Fish Lady saying, and hello here as well. The eyeballs saying, watching and lurking here. Appreciate that. We also got Jerome here saying hello. Hello, Jerome. Good to see you. New Local Austin with the yo. What's going on, New Local Austin? Hope you're having a good one here. And speaking of awesome moderators here a moment ago, we got another one. Liquid Zoo Only Fins, Matt here. Another one of my 3 awesome moderators here. Appreciate you, Matt. And stopping by here once again, saying I've arrived. The party can begin, ladies and gentlemen, because Matt is here. We also got Mark Sturlson coming in here saying hello. Appreciate you dropping by here, Mark. Saying good day, everyone. Good day to you as well, Mark. Hope it's been a great one. Got Christine Hansen in here saying hey. Hello, Christine. Good to see you. All sorts of awesome folks coming in here. We got Big Shrimpin coming in here saying hey. Hey, how's it going, Big Shrimpin? Hope you're doing well. Making sure I don't forget anybody here. We also got, here we go, the Metalheads, Aquatic Mayhem. Josh and Jessica coming in here saying hello. Appreciate you guys. Saying, hey, Austin. Hey, everybody in the chat. Can't stay for long, but figured had to drop in and throw some rock out signs. Absolutely. Hey, I'll throw them right back at you. But yeah, appreciate you, Josh and Jessica. That's another awesome channel right there. They used to stream right after this, but now they've moved their stream to Saturdays, of course. And I'm sure a lot of you already watch them, of course, because that's another awesome channel right there. Great job with Josh and Jessica and all they do over there. I mean, anytime another channel has another Fahaka Puffer, you know they're doing some things right, at least, right? Got a Casual Aquatics in here talking about plants. I need a bulk for my pond. All right. Well, I mean, hey, pond. I mean, I think the first plant, I think, at least when it comes to ponds, has got to be water lettuce. I mean, it's a good plant to put on there, especially if you're like me and, like get goldfish and such. I'm sure the goldfish will nip on it, though, too, because goldfish love their vegetation. But it can also provide them some shade and send it to top dwelling plant. The roots can suck up a lot of that nitrites in the water and such. I don't know. That's my first one. Well, I guess you never really asked for suggestions, though. But I don't know. Whenever I think of pond plants, that's kind of one of the first ones that come to my mind, at least. Scotty Aquati. Hi, Austin. Sorry to hear about your loss. Yeah, it's... I'd be lying if I said it didn't bother me still. But, I mean, at this point, it's happened a few days ago. And I guess what happened. But at the same time, like I said on that one video, nothing I can do about it now other than, learn from it and try to get better as a fish keeper because, well, that's exactly what I got to do. But appreciate you, Scotty, for the well wishes there very much. But yeah, it sucks, but I'll learn from it, or at least try to learn from it. Speaking of awesome YouTubers here, we also got Rico Stan. And another apology here. Oh, man. Sorry about your Packers. I'm not really, but wanted to be polite. Those of you that don't know, Rico here is a Bears fan. And strangely enough, that's actually one of the Packers' rare wins. And I honestly think if the Packers and Bears played right now, the Bears would win. But yeah, Rico, it's it's funny. I can't remember if I said this last stream or if it was just me saying to a lot of friends, but I've told a lot of my friends that, we do football fantasy. And of course, well, the Fish Fam here has their own fantasy league. I always talk about, the Packers keep playing like this, man. I'm going to need a bigger fridge. I'll leave it at that. Appreciate you also dropping by, Rico. Guys, that's another awesome channel right there that if you love live streams and such, Rico, correct me if I'm wrong, Rico, but goes live every weekday in the afternoon. I believe for my time zone, Central Time, goes at 11 a.m. Central Time, 12 Eastern, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Rico, but I believe every weekday, unless announced otherwise. And it's always fun to check in on his streams and see what old Rico's up to there. He's got some awesome fish tanks there as well. Going through the chat. Yes. As here we go. We got Vibes Aquatics. What's cracking, they say. Hey, just another Monday musing stream here, and kind of excited to talk about this one. I don't feel like we've really talked about public aquariums on here much, but we'll get to that here in a minute because, well, of course, I got a video coming up on one of the best public aquariums you can visit here, and I'll talk a little bit about that here soon. But yeah, all's going well, Vibes. Hope the same can be said for you there on this Monday afternoon or evening, whatever it is for you, of course. And I've soon after following up, let's get the thumbs up popping. Y'all appreciate you, Vibes. And yeah, the likes, always appreciated there. Always love the channel support there. I mean, of course, helps the channel grow here with the YouTube algorithm and such. And if I haven't said, well, I have said it before. I'm hoping to hit 2,000 before my birthday, which granted is not until April, so a lot of time between now and then. But 500 subs and all that, I think it's a challenge. So yeah, the likes, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe if you like what you see, and hopefully you do, because I got a lot of stuff here ahead yet. Going through the chat. Yeah. Rico Stan, at least we can bring together. I love it, Rico. Yeah, I got to tell you, though, Kenny E's got to be feeling pretty good right now. I was telling him on his stream last night, Rico, that, yeah, for Viking fans, it's their division to lose at this point because Detroit's still Detroit, and the Bears in Green Bay right now just can't get anything offensively going worth an edgewise. So, yeah, I'd say it's going to be a pretty fun year for Kenny E and his Vikings. At least they should take the division. Granted, a epic meltdown, or if Green Bay suddenly remembers, how to play football, which, boy, right now they sure doesn't seem like that's happening anytime soon. Jerome, my rock is warm. Warm and rock hard. Love it. Going through the hat here, we got Paul McCarthy saying hello. How's it going, Paul? Good to see you here. Another frequent visitor here on the Monday Musing streams. Appreciate you as always, Paul. Hope all is going well with you. All sort awesome folks here. Metalheads all have to head out here. Got to hit the road. Catch y'all peeps later. Hey, safe travels, Metalheads. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, like I said there, they recently moved their stream to Saturdays there as well. Make sure you also, if you're not subscribed to them, I believe the Metalheads, they're getting close to one milestone. I want to say it's getting close to 300 subs. But if you haven't, either way, if you haven't subbed the Metalheads, close to a milestone or not, make sure you go check them out there, because the Metalheads, that's another awesome channel right there with a couple of awesome people, and Josh and Jessica, and they got some cool stuff going on there too. So make sure, if you haven't already, sub to those folks right there. Checking through the chats, making sure we don't forget anything. We got the Nano Aquarium guy also here listening, saying hello all, listening while driving. Appreciate that. And hopefully I can be good entertainment while you drive. But safe drive as there. And speaking of driving earlier, Vibes, who was commenting earlier, is also driving, lurking and driving. Well, hey, safe travels to all you guys out there driving. We got a few drivers here now. Nano Aquarium guy, Metalheads, and Vibes all driving as they listen. Appreciate y'all, though, for still finding a way to tune in here as we get this Monday Musing stream going here. Appreciate y'all. And Zen Ginger, awesome as she is there, dropping the Metalheads channel link there. Like I say, I'm pretty sure they're getting close to, I think it's 300 subs. It's some sort of hundreds subs there. Be awesome if we could get them there here, maybe even before Halloween if you haven't already hit it. That way, yeah, if you haven't subbed already, like I said, they do some awesome stuff there. They also do live streams. I believe they even do like 2 a week, unlike me. I only do this 1, but that's another awesome channel there. If you haven't subbed, do yourself a favor and do so. I think we've said hello to everyone. I'm double checking, just kind of scanning through the chat, making sure I don't forget anyone. I'm pretty sure I got everything here. Yeah, it looks like it. But yeah, today decided to talk a little bit about public aquarium visits because, well, on the channel here, we visited a couple of them now. Got another one coming up here soon, of course, as a lot of you know. Oh, but I got a video on Chicago's Shed Aquarium here, and it's hard to believe it's almost been, actually it might already be 2 weeks since we've last been there. Yeah, actually today marks 2 weeks since me and my wife went there, but of course, lots been happening here and such, some good, some not so good, but I am working on that. I'm hoping to get that done, if not this week, next week for sure. I might post another fish room update video here because I'm also working on trying to get the green spotted puffers moved based on some purchases we made at Aquashella a couple weeks ago. So also working on that here. But I see we also got an interesting question here, so we'll take a break from that public aquarium visit. Jerome, who's dressing up like Rico for Halloween this year? Oh, man. Well, I'm not dressing up as Rico, but I can't remember exactly what my wife is doing. My wife is doing something from the movie Grease. Like, it's got the Pink White Lady's jacket or something. It's going to be, yeah, I can't exactly remember what that character is called, but I always, or at least over, I shouldn't say always, but in the past few Halloweens, I have a Dr. Octopus costume, like one of the villains from Spider-Man. Perhaps some of you are familiar with that. And yeah, I walk around in that. It's a little awkward, of course, because he has those little metal arm things going on. But, you know, at the same time, it's, I enjoy it. It's kind of cool. And, you know, it gets a lot of people's attention. So I even got the arms to light up now, which is the next cool thing. I'm always doing some work on there, but I got to do a little bit of repairs on one arm because unfortunately last year, one of my arms got a little bit crunched. So got to work on that a little bit. Oh, all sorts of awesome fish folk here saying hello here and such. Appreciate every single one of y'all for that. Got over a dozen people watching here. As always, since I'm moving to StreamYard here, that's the one thing I got to say. The one complaint I have on StreamYard is that I can't see how many likes are on the stream. So I can't thank the proper amount here. But either way, appreciate y'all here as you're lurking, listening, whatever it is there. Find your way out of there. Make sure to drop a like here because, again, of course, that helps the channel out here and got all sorts of stuff coming up here. Who knows? I might try to get 2 videos out this week because, like I say, also working on another brackish tank here. It'll be brackish tank number 2 down here in the fish room. Eventually, I'll get that orientation right. But, yeah, setting up another brackish tank for the green spotted puffers, which I feel is well overdue. But at long last, we got it rolling here and excited to show it to you guys because I know a few of you have asked me about, you know, how exactly to set up a brackish tank and such. So excited to share a video about that with you guys here soon on exactly that, setting up a brackish tank and acclimating puffers to brackish water. All right. Doesn't look like there's a whole bunch of people saying hello in the chat. So in terms of public aquariums, something I really like about, I mean, I feel like I've also always been spoiled with public aquariums too, is because because obviously here in Omaha, we have the Henry Dorley Zoo and the Walter and Suzanne Scott Aquarium here, which is, well, one, it's where me and my wife got married. So that makes it an amazing place by itself, at least to me personally. But I mean, I got to tell you, if you're ever in Omaha, just to see the aquarium by itself is, I mean, really the aquarium there by itself is worth the price of admission. I mean, just right as you walk in, they got a touch tank right away. And it's not just fish even. They got penguins. They got puffins. They have an amazing shark tunnel, which I have a couple of videos on here on my channel too. Actually, I have a video that only shows the shark tunnel. And to those of you, I mean, talking about the wedding ago, of course, that's where we had our dinner at too, was in the shark tunnel. I mean, it's huge. But I mean, yeah, I would say if you're ever in Omaha, visiting the Scott Aquarium there by itself is worth the price of admission to that zoo. It's awesome. Let's see here. Got another question here from Vibes. We got, let's see. There we go. For some reason, it was pulling up a little slow for me. I'm not sure if it did for you guys, but Vibes asks, how many variety of rainbows are in the tank behind me? Well, listing some off the top of my head here. Well, we got Bosemani rainbows. We got turquoise rainbows, Millennium rainbows, Goiter River rainbows, Port Moresby rainbows. Let's see. I got a zigzag rainbow in there. Kamaka rainbows, an Australian rainbow, Madagascar rainbows. I honestly didn't think it was up to 9. I gotta tell you, Vibes, you're actually kind of making me think about something that, I never thought about before. I think that's all of them as I look back here. Make sure I'm not forgetting any of them. I don't think so. Yeah, I think that's it. I think 9, Vibes, if I'm not forgetting any. But yeah, they're amazing. I mean, just put a few of them I only put like 2 of each species in there. Well, when I got the zigzag rainbow, there was only 1 in stock there, and I figured, well, at that point I had all the other rainbows, so they've been getting along just fine. They kind of do their own thing. Nobody fights, so it all works out. And I think them with the gouramis and the silver dollars and such in there. I keep looking back to make sure I'm not forgetting the kind there, but yeah, I think that's all of them. Yeah, if my count is correct, 9 to answer your question, Vibes. And yeah, love every single one of them. I can see why so many people love rainbows. And I don't know, like at first, rainbows to me are like a luxury tetra. They can get along with so many different kinds of fish. They can be an awesome community fish. They add a lot of color, and for the most part, or at least in my experiences, they're pretty peaceful. So yeah, I've learned very quickly that honestly, it's kind of why I have probably more rainbows down here than I do tetras too, because another cool thing about the rainbow fish in a community tank versus even most species of tetras, not all, but obviously they get bigger, so you don't have to worry about, unlike tetras, you don't have to worry about the rainbows getting swallowed up, unless of course you're putting like an arowana in there, which obviously I would not advise. But I mean, for other fish in there, I mean, there's like a foot long or bigger black ghost knife in there too. I mean, nearly full grown koi angelfish in there too. And I mean, yeah, they all get along perfectly fine. Checking through here. Her Vibes following up here. What size tank? Vibes, this is a 240-gallon aquarium. And yep, full on freshwater. And to answer your next question, I would love to say that they are, because it would make me look pretty good. But unfortunately, Vibes, no, these are not live plants. These are like the 3-foot bamboo plants. I believe they're like from marine land or something. They're like 3 feet tall, and the tank itself is 31 inches tall. So it almost matches up pretty perfectly there. But yeah, it's a great. It's still a great plant because, yeah, from a distance, it still looks really good. For a fake plant and all that, it's not bad at all. I think it's easily, if I'm going in a fake plant and it's a tall aquarium like this, that, yeah, it's like 30, 31 inches tall. Those bamboo plants from, yeah, like I said, I think they're from marine land. They're pretty good. I got a couple now over in Finley's tank too. So they're really cool. Nah, Vibes, by all means, if you got questions, fire them at me. That's partially what these live streams are for, of course. If you guys got questions, fire away. That's what these live streams are about. It's kind of I always do these live streams because, yeah, I like to do these live streams too, because it gives you guys a chance, to ask me like, hey, what about this tank? Or, ask questions about certain fish, or just, maybe what some of my plans are and such, and, things like that. I mean, that's partially what these live streams are all about. Going through here. Victor, don't think I said hello to you earlier. Good to see you, Victor. Another awesome member here. We got Let's see here. My Fahaka lives with some mollies and 2 gouramis. Never fed anyone except the puffer. They always have fat bellies. Hey, a fat belly is a sign of a happy, healthy puffer, especially a Fahaka. Sometimes those other ones, like the Amazon puffers, sometimes, don't get me wrong, it's still good to have them be a little plump and round, but they're usually nothing like what a Fahaka or even sometimes a Mabu can be. But because they still tend to have more of that sleeker, slender-ish. I wouldn't call it fully slender because they're nothing like a Tetra slender. But now for a Fahaka, hey, big fat belly is a sign of a happy, healthy Fahaka puffer. So, hey, good on you. Got Sky Dancer also in here saying good evening. Good evening to you, Sky. Hope it's been a great one here. Appreciate y'all, of course, coming on in here, saying hello here. Welcome to the Monday Musing stream as always. Of course, dropping all the hellos there. Victor, have you kept native fish or plan to? Closest thing I've kept to that is probably a shovel-nosed Lima catfish. Well, actually, no, because I'm pretty sure that's native to the Amazon. So I haven't kept any. I have thought about it because, well, another channel that actually is right here in Omaha that I watch a lot, that's kind of inspired me to, think at some point, yeah, native fish would be really cool. SC Fish Keeping, who actually, strangely enough, is right here in the Omaha area. He's literally only about 10, 15 minutes away from me. While we don't know each other super well, we're acquainted. We know who each other is. But yeah, he's got some native fish there. And just looking at some of the things he has, it kind of makes me think that, native fish might be something I do down the road here. I don't know about a timetable on it, but perhaps sometime. A new local loss. Dan, I agree. Yeah, we haven't talked a lot about public aquariums, and we're already 20 plus minutes into this. But so public aquariums, what is your favorite part? What do you think? What do you think is underrated that most people miss? Well, I know at least at the the Scott Aquarium is that sometimes there's so many aquariums that and sometimes this is based on the layout of certain places and such, but sometimes I feel like people even miss tanks and such. But I think the most underrated part about public aquariums is that a lot of them even have these little information boards in front of the tank that tell you about the fish in there, and and sometimes they got a paragraph or something talking about it. Sometimes it's just the little spark notes about the fish. And I've always kind of thought that was interesting about all these fish and such. Just kind of okay, this is what this fish is. And, here's how big it gets. Here's where, it's from. Hey, this one comes from Africa, or this one is native to the Amazon River, or, this one, it lives in cave areas, or this one lives in tropical water. This one's in cold water. This one can grow to 5 feet big. This little fish otherwise in a tank otherwise only grows to about 6 inches. So just sometimes even seeing those little stats there too. I mean, for us fish keepers too, I feel like public aquariums are great and all that, not just to, remind ourselves that, because I feel like one of the cool things about this hobby is, it's kind of like another world. Because, I mean, looking into this and such, I look into this and, yeah, it feels like, like a little miniature world. And when you go to a public aquarium, it just expands on that because, of course, it reminds us that, it's cool, to have a Fahaka puffer that, can grow a foot bigger. But there's fish that also can get way bigger than that even. And then I see casual, they're too. I'll pull you up there in a second. But that's the other thing I think, especially for us fish keepers, that makes public aquariums so cool, because it's also an opportunity for us to learn, not just about, even the fish there. Because sometimes, even at the Shed Aquarium, they kind of talk about the habitat of, this is kind of what the Amazon River is like. And so many fish are from the Amazon River, for example, my South American puffers and such, stuff like that. But it was also, I mean, black ghost knives, or even some angelfish are from the Amazon. I mean, there's a lot of fish that come from the Amazon, guys. So the fact that they were even given some facts about that, it's kind of a chance for us to learn and pick up some things there. And while, yeah, we can't have, tanks that are 15 feet big or long and 6-8 feet tall and such, never say never. I mean, I wouldn't say no to it if I ever had the opportunity, but at the same time, it's still an opportunity to kind of learn about these environments. And, maybe as we learn, we can bring a little piece of that into our own home aquariums. And that's one thing I think at the public aquariums, New Low Cost, that I think it's overlooked a lot. People just kind of look in the tank and be like, oh, cool. Yeah, those fish look pretty. And they move right on. I mean, I think that's a part that a lot of people miss, is just a chance to not just see the fish, but learn about them. And the Omaha Zoo's aquarium, I've been to the Denver aquarium here as well. I got a video on that place, or the Shed Aquarium. I mean, the Shed Aquarium had some spots that really gave a lot of facts, and there were some spots that they really didn't tell a whole lot, which I was a little disappointed about. But overall, I thought it was really cool that, that they talked a little bit about the Amazon, because I have a lot of fish personally that are native to the Amazon River. So it's kind of a way to get a free lesson while getting some entertainment. 5 foot. Casual Cogs, why are you talking about my red tail catfish? I saw actually a couple of really big red tail catfish while I was at the Shed Aquarium actually not too long ago. Saw a couple of really big ones when we visited the downtown Denver Aquarium too, which is another awesome place. My only complaint about the Shed Aquarium in Chicago was the parking, although parking in Chicago is kind of a pain in the backside. That was really my only complaint about the whole Chicago trip, is that, parking really sucked. I mean, anywhere in downtown Chicago, what if we went on our cruise to the Chicago River, or to see the Cloud Gate, or the Willis Tower, or the Shed Aquarium? Parking was a real pain in the backside. That was my only complaint. Christine Hanchen, when I was on vacation in Turkey, I was in a big aquarium, and they had the biggest tunnel aquarium in the world. Whew, I would love to see that. They had almost any fish in big sharks and stingrays, not a single puffer fish. Oh, man. Well, sometimes those puffer fish can get spooked very easy about, with sharks and all that. Because obviously sometimes if puffers are a predator themselves, but they have their own predators as well to worry about. And sometimes puffers can release, not a toxin. I'm thinking about a boxfish there, not a puffer. Never mind on that. But I've noticed that too. That they usually don't put puffers and sharks together. I think part of that's just because, I don't know, chew toy for the shark maybe. An expensive chew toy at that. So yeah, I'd be a little disappointed on that too. But I'm sure you saw some puffers, right, Christine? Favorite tank size. Victor likes the 40 breeders. I would say 40 breeders are probably one of my top 10 puffers. Whew. My favorite tank size. That's challenging. Off the top of my head, Victor, I would say either a 75-gallon tank or a 125-gallon tank. It'd probably be a toss between those two. I don't know. Just because it's bigger, I'll say a 125. That's my, 75s are a little, more manageable in terms of like the space they consume in your room. But I don't know. That would be my top two right there. I'd be drawn between either a 75-gallon tank or a typical 125-gallon tank for my favorite tank size. Just me. Foxy, good to see you here, saying hey, Austin and everyone. Hello to you, Foxy. Hope you and Peplin are having a good one there. Thank you for always checking in there. Another awesome stream right there. Her, Dee Dee, and the ladies there as always. Awesome stream right there as well. And just like that, Victor turned the short answer question into an essay question. Messing with you, Victor, but putting it in short terms, I would say I like 75s because, it's a tank that, has a decent swim area overall for fish. I mean, 4 feet wide, 18 inches front to back. You can have some relatively decent sized fish in there. But, it's almost a glorified 55. And by glorified, I say that in a positive manner because, the 55 has the long swim space there, but it doesn't really, it doesn't give you that same depth of the tank or the width. So it limits you on what you can all put in it. Whereas the 75, you got a whole other 6 inches to play with, which, yeah, I know that's what she said, right? But, that 6 inches for when it comes to fish can really go a long way. It can be the difference of having, a fish that grows, only 6 to 8 inches living comfortably, and a fish that can grow, give or take, around a foot living comfortably. So that's kind of why I like 75s. And they don't take up much space. They're just 4 foot. They're 4 feet long and 18 inches front to back. Not a super huge footprint. I really like 125s because, well, one, again, it has that 18-inch front to back dimension. I think this is one of the best 6-foot long tanks you can have too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love this 240 behind me. I love a 180 as much as the next Fish Keeper. But, those things are very, very heavy because usually once you get up here to the 200-gallon range or the 180s, that glass is usually about a ½ inch thick. And hence, you're almost pushing about, high 200s or low 300 pounds just when the tank is empty. And that's nothing in it. That's not lids, filtration, water, substrate, anything. And that's heavy. And don't get me wrong, a 125 is no walk in the park either to carry. But I think especially like what I have in it right now, angelfish, I think 125 just give you so many possibilities because not only does it have that 18-inch front to back dimension, but it's got, that 6-foot dimension as well side to side. So it's just a lot of swim space for, fish to swim around in. And, sometimes this is what I like to do, rainbows, some only grow up to be somewhere between 4 to 6 inches here, but just stock that baby up with a load of them and just watch all that color pop and swim around. Let's see, Christine Hansen, not a single one. Oh man, not even in the gift shop. Oh, that is kind of or just a dried puffer in the gift shop. That was all. They had every plushy fish except the puffer. See me? That'd be kind of a bummer. I've been thinking though, I've kind of been trying to make a Finley plushie though. I have no idea where to go on that, but I think a Finley plushie would be so cute. Maybe when Mac gets bigger, I'd do something on that too. But I've been thinking about that too because I kind of want a pufferfish plushie myself. I mean, they kind of look sort of like a cuddly fish. I mean, I'm sure fahakas would want to do anything but cuddle. They just want to bite your fingers off, if anything. But yeah, I would love a pufferfish plushie. So I've actually thought about trying to find a place that like designs certain stuff and maybe get like a little fahaka plushie. I think that'd be really, really cool. Here we go. We got another awesome fish fan member. We got Chattanooga Ed coming in here saying hello. How's it going, Ed there? Also an awesome member of the Tennessee Fish Mafia here. Awesome guy there. Always does an awesome stream on Thursdays, by the way, called Crafted, which I think is just one of the most clever names of any fish stream in the fish fam, honestly. But Ed makes all sorts of cool projects and such. Another channel. You're not subscribed to that, man. Do yourself a favor. Go sub to Chattanooga Ed. We got Vinoski Vitoko coming in here saying hello. Welcome, Vinoski. Another awesome member that see here quite frequently. And always appreciate support. Hope you're having a good one. Checking through the chat. I knew Austin was asking earlier. One public aquarium that I have not visited yet, but I really want to someday. I would really, really love to go and visit the Georgia Aquarium. Mostly because, kind of the reason why I like visiting the shed. I mean, I've seen dolphins before. I think even the Minnesota Zoo has dolphins, which is kind of weird because Minnesota gets so daggone cold. But, of course, they have the dolphins indoors, of course. So, I mean, it's not like they're going to freeze or anything. But I always kind of found that slightly ironic. But at the same time, really would love to visit the Georgia Aquarium someday. I believe they have a couple of whale sharks and I think it's honestly like one of the top 5 biggest aquariums in the entire world. And actually it might be the biggest. I can't remember, but either way, I know they have a absolutely enormous tank there that has not one, but I want to say 2 or 3 whale sharks in it. And I would love to see that someday. Hey, Mountain Greenery saying hello as well as we go along here. Welcome, Mountain Greenery. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having an awesome Monday. But I mean, honestly, just for that by itself, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've driven in Atlanta a couple of times. Never made it to the Georgia Aquarium though, but man, I got to tell you, I don't like driving in Atlanta. I mean, I can deal with big cities and traffic. It doesn't stress me out too much. Chicago at times got me a little flustered, we'll call it, but it wasn't anything terrible. But at the same time, I guess the cool thing I really like about the shed, well, we'll come back to the shed here in a minute, but yeah, the Georgia Aquarium, just the fact to go and see one giant aquarium with whale sharks, because I mean, I've never seen whale sharks before, and that I know some people are kind of have mixed opinions about that, because obviously, well, I know some people, like with SeaWorld, for example, a lot of people, get on their case about the orcas or the killer whales and such, but I won't get too much into that. But I know my wife is one of them that really doesn't like killer whales in captivity, and I will definitely say that I definitely see the point there, because it's been scientifically proven that, yeah, they don't live that as long in a captivity as they do when they're free in the ocean. And I definitely think that's something we the people got to consider about these animals. But again, I don't want to get too deep into that, because I feel like that could get a political mess, and we don't want any of that. But I would still want to go see it just so I can say that I've seen it. And I understand that's kind of feeding that problem there. But yeah, I would absolutely, just to say I've seen a killer whale. But at the Shed Aquarium, and something that was really cool, they have beluga whales, which this was the first time I had ever seen a beluga whale other than just a picture on the internet or a video on the internet. Seeing them up and close, man, oh man, what magnificent creatures beluga whales are. They're just super, super, I mean, they're absolutely beautiful. And just seeing them way up close there, right by the glass and such, it was really cool. And honestly, you didn't even have to touch the glass to realize just how dang cold their water is. That was cool. But PNW Aqua, don't think I said hi to you earlier. Welcome aboard here to the stream. Good to see you. Georgia Aquarium is incredible. Yes, I agree. I haven't even been there, and I'll agree to that. Been there a couple of times. See, that's a couple of times better than me. One of these days, I definitely want to get there. Maybe if I ever make it to Aquashella, Orlando, because, well, to get there, I'd have to drive through Atlanta, or at least by Atlanta. And I mean, if I'm that close, I mean, I live in Iowa. So, I mean, if I'm going to Orlando, I feel like, you just as well stop and see the Georgia Aquarium, because when's the next time I'd be that close, But that's me anyway. But yeah, the whale sharks are super happy at the Georgia Aquarium. Yeah, I mean, the Georgia Aquarium, I'm not so worried about. I'm not going to say I believe it. I'm not going to say I don't believe it. But there have been some very peculiar things said about how SeaWorld, on the other hand, trains their animals. But again, not getting any deeper into that. Like I say, I'm not saying I believe it. I'm not saying I don't believe it. But yeah, but yeah, the Georgia Aquarium, I have no doubt, because I've never heard any bad things about that. But the killer whale is a lot more active. Yeah, killer whales, I mean, they kind of, I've heard that they like to swim quite a bit there too. I think they kind of have to keep breathing though too, kind of like sharks. But well, I know a killer whale has lungs like us, but in the end, I also feel like they'd be somewhat similar to belugas, because well, they're technically aquatic mammals and all that too. I know that doesn't make them exactly alike, don't get me wrong, but yeah, at the same time, it was yes, Zan, I see your comment there. I'll get to that in a minute, but yeah, it's the whole thing. Yeah, oh, the Georgia too. Oh yeah, I saw the belugas at the Shed there, and yeah, that was the first time I ever saw beluga whales there, Ed. And yeah, beluga whales, beautiful, magnificent creatures. I mean, absolutely amazing. Seeing them up close. One of the experiences, I mean, it was just another situation, we're going to public aquariums. It's educational, and it kind of teaches me about an animal that, yeah, I had never seen with my own eyes, other than, again, a picture on the internet or the, YouTube or whatever video streaming source, whatever. And yeah, it's really cool what those beluga whales. I mean, they're so awesome. They are so awesome. I'd never want to try to keep one in an aquarium before, just because of, one, how hard it would be to care for with the temperature and the food bill by itself. But they are absolutely magnificent. I wish I lived closer to the Shed Aquarium so I could see those animals more often. PNW, The whale sharks are fish and they have proper environment there. Keeping aquatic mammals larger than seals is a different story, in my opinion. I'd agree with that, PNW. I'd agree. I mean, sometimes just once you get a little too big over that, then yeah, then it just gets to the point where, you know, are you really giving them all they need there? Because, I mean, it's one thing that they can swim around and such there, but yeah, it's a different deal for sure. And it's a very, I won't spew all my opinions on that and such, but I will say that, yeah, I think there is a line to be met there for sure. If you can meet the lines of doing it, which are, I would think, in my opinion, are not all that easy, because, I mean, killer whales get how big? They get huge, absolutely huge. And I mean, I could put them in a tank that's as big as my basement, and that'd be too small. But I mean, hell, that killer whale wouldn't even be able to turn around. I don't know if a full-grown killer whale would even fit down here if I made an aquarium the size of the whole footprint of my entire basement. It's crazy, but yeah, I think there's a fine line there, and some people do well to, you know, to try to meet it, because I feel like there's only so much we can do to meet it. But at the same time, I feel like there's some people, or not people, but places rather, that could do a little bit more. And yeah, Zen Ginger just watched the documentary off my soapbox. If it's the one that I think you're talking about, then yeah, I saw that one before, and that's kind of what kind of opened my eyes to more of this. I mean, I've heard about it before, because, I mean, social media, so many people go there, but yeah, it's just, if it's the documentary I think you're talking about, Zen, then yeah, 100%. That's kind of another one where I kind of got to the same point, like, okay, we really need to look at what we're doing here. Being educated about these animals is one thing, but we also need to make sure that, you know, while we educate ourselves about these animals, that, you know, we're meeting their needs. I mean, it's no different than, you know, a fish room here. Or, I mean, obviously it's a way smaller scale, but, you know, like when I get these puffers or even the rainbows and such, you know, you do homework on them to make sure that, you know, before you get them, you can give them what they need, you know, like, okay, you know, like, for example, a Oaxaca puffer, okay, do I have the space to give it as big of a tank as it needs to, you know, live a proper, happy life? Or a Mabu puffer would be probably even the better example. Like, can I afford a tank that, you know, is 8 feet long, 3-4 feet front to back and such for when it becomes an adult? And there's also some fish out there, like, I know some people like keep alligator gars, or some people are even nuts enough to get arapaimas. And don't get me wrong, if you have them in a pond, and I know some people out there do, like, hey, like Ohio Fish Rescue, they got like a literally whole freaking swimming pool in their place. If you got something that can properly keep these, then hey, if you want it, go for it. But I also say that there's some people out there that, you know, disregard and believe that rumor of, you know, oh, a fish is only going to grow as big as its tank. It's like, well, that's not necessarily a good thing. That means you're stunning its growth, causing it other health problems. But there's also some fish, like, I don't know, in my personal opinion, alligator gars and arapaimas, I think, have no business in being in the aquarium trade, just because of the fact they grow 10 dang feet. But I mean, I'm also not going to think more or less of anyone that keeps one if they're giving them what, you know, they should be in. If you're giving them what they should receive to give them a healthy life, then okay, there's no problem. But it's kind of hard to do that, especially if a fish grows 10 feet big, you know. But I don't know. I kind of went on a bit of a rant there. It's getting on. Good to see you here. Giving greetings and a thumbs up there. Appreciate it. Welcome aboard here. Joining in the middle of my spiel there. Hopefully, I know I kind of put off a lot there, but yeah, Jerome, absolutely. It's almost like killer whales and such. It's almost like they need an ocean. Crazy how that works, right? But I don't know. Yeah, so about the size of the silly long Ford pickup trucks. Yeah, I believe it, because, yeah, they get big. I mean, a beluga whale, too. I mean, I'm 6'4". It had to be somewhat, if not a little bit bigger than me, too, in terms of length. So, but again, like, hey, if these places are giving them proper aquariums, then, hey, have right at it. If you're giving them the proper nutrition they need, then have right at it. But that's the thing. It only takes a few to ruin it for those that, even are doing their part. I don't know. That's something that sometimes gets on my nerves. But again, Chattanooga Ed, yeah, whale sharks get huge. Whale sharks can get up to 39 feet long. But I think the ones at the Georgia Aquarium are in the low 20s. Yeah, but I see Ed down here with another follow-up there. One of them may have been about 27 feet long. I believe it. I mean, there's a reason why they're called whale sharks, because it's just, it's crazy. But how big some of these fish get, we look at, it's funny, we look at a Fahaka puffer, or, more appropriately, we look at a full-grown Maboo puffer like what Corey has with Lady Bird and Murphy, or Hank when he had that one. And we think that a fish that grows 3 feet is huge. And then you go to a place like the Georgia Aquarium, and you see a whale shark that's 30 feet. And then it's kind of like, oh, you don't even know what big is. I swear, sometimes those saltwater whales and sharks are like, oh, you don't even know what big is, sir. You don't even know what big is. P&W, just stuff people need to learn. At least is easier to find the proper information today. Absolutely. As embarrassing as it is to admit, I once kept a silver arowana in a 75-gallon tank. Yes, P&W. So, look, we've all made a mistake similar to that before. Like, I used to keep comet goldfish in a 10-gallon tank, and I look back at that and think, oh my God, if I knew what I knew now, I would right across my own face. Because, it's just like, oh my gosh, what was I doing? They grow over a foot big, and I had them in a 10. But, I will agree. Nowadays, there's, I don't want to say there's no excuse, because, in the end, there's still a lot of information out there. And sometimes you do have to be careful about what information you use, because there are some people out there that spread a little misinformation. But most of them out there that I find, like, if you find, like, I don't know, I'm just throwing some examples out there, like Live Aquaria, for example, or like Aquarium Co-op does their own certain things, or like for my puffers, Puffer Enthusiast and such, is run by a guy that, I followed his stuff there, and when I follow his stuff, my luck with the puffers goes pretty good. It's kind of what I looked up before I got my Fahaka Finley, before Mac, my Maboo, the Red Eyes, the Amazons, my Arrowhead puffer. It all kind of depends also where you get your information from. But with the internet now, it's so much easier to get a hold of it. So I don't know. It's also part of the reason why I don't hang out on some of these Facebook groups anymore, honestly, because, don't get me wrong. You got to start somewhere. But there's also some people that, you've seen on there for a while and are still putting some fantail goldfish in just like a little 5-gallon tank. And that to me is just like, okay, come on. You've been in this long enough. What are you doing? But I don't know. I also don't like to harp on people too, because at the same time, all that does is just start social media wars, which just leads up to a bunch of keyboard warriors. And I'm just not in a starting drama like that. But yeah, it's part of the reason why too, because it's just like, people, you have the internet. Google things. Like, Google is like, it's like the modern day library to some things. Again, you got to watch what source you take from stuff here. But I don't know. That's me. As long as you're careful about where you get your information from, Google is like the modern day internet library. You want to find something, chances are you can find it. But it's a lot easier now than it was even just 10 years ago. Jay Oliver's Guppies and Aquatics coming in here. Another awesome channel right here. We're getting a lot of awesome channels in here today. Saying, hey, fish family, as always, I hope everyone is doing well and staying healthy. I'm doing well, Jay Oliver. Hope the same is with you there on this Monday, more evening now, not so much afternoon, but hope it's been a good one there for you, Jay Oliver. Thank you for checking in here, as always. And so, Zen and I were thinking about the same one. Big Shrimpin, referring to Blackfish, not sure if it's the same. And actually, yes, Zen, that was the exact same one I was talking about. Blackfish was exactly the one I was talking about when it came to the killer whales. Because, they have like video. I mean, I'm sorry. I feel like I keep ranting on here, and I got to stop at some point. So, final thing. That is one of the videos there, too, where it's also kind of infuriating. I mean, don't get me wrong. Public aquariums, I still think overall as a whole, are a great thing. They are educational. It's a chance for you to see some of the great things that, if you can't travel much, because let's be honest, some of us are never going to go to Africa. Some of us are never going to see Asia and all that. So this is our chance to see some of the fish that, are native to that area. And it has such a great educational value. However, there's also a line here to these public aquariums. And I feel like, yeah, I mean, you saw it in the blackfish as well. Like there was a clip where like one of the employees was saying that, oh no, they live longer here with us in captivity, when it's like, no, it's been proven that that's the complete opposite. Why are you saying that? But I'm sorry, I'm getting heated here, but it's like, why would you say that when the scientific evidence and just, research completely distinctly shows otherwise? I don't get it. But at the same time, it's like that part especially really fired me up, because I'm just like, why are you like, this is how it starts. This is how mistreatment happens. And I think it's peculiar too that they never ever, gave a comment on that clip, because I think that's a sign of like, oh yeah, they know what they're doing. And they know that, like, yeah, we know it's wrong. We don't care. And needless to say, that's a problem. But that's me. Chattanooga, when I first heard the name, I kind of agreed with you. Like, blackfish sounds, yeah. It's kind of like, this is called what now? But yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird too, because killer whales aren't even technically fish. They're aquatic mammals, which is kind of the next thing. Like, but I don't know. I think black mammal would be worse than blackfish, probably. I don't know. That's my opinion. It's like, I don't know. I'd rather maybe go with blackfish than, yeah, what I said earlier. Mountaintop Puffer saying, hey, y'all, welcome aboard here. Joining us on Monday Musing stream here as I kind of go on a spiel today. I've kind of got on a couple of spiels today, guys. I swear, this was not my initial intent here. I was just talking about public aquariums and educational value that they can have to it, and how they can help us. And don't get me wrong, I say, despite all these rants, like I say, don't get me wrong, public aquariums are still fantastic for not just us fish keepers, but really just the world in general, because it educates us about the world. Because I mean, like, over 75% of the world is water. So I mean, we're outnumbered by fish greatly. I mean, Lord knows how many fish species are still out there in the world that we have no idea that even exist. It's, I mean, just looking at all of that there as well. Oh, I mean, I'm not even just talking lakes. I mean, think about all the fish that are in the ocean right now, because the ocean is miles deep. And think about how many fish down there that we have no idea probably about. Like, there's some fish that we thought was extinct a while ago that wash up on shore, and we find out, oh, they're not extinct actually. I mean, there's so much, especially in the oceans, let alone, I'm sure there's some fish in fresh bodies of water that we don't know about too. But at the same time, it's I'm also checking through the chat here too. But I also feel there's so many species out there too that even scientists aren't aware about. But the best way for scientists can learn all about it, because they go on these trips, they go out in the field to learn about these species so that they can pass it on to us. And then another way to pass that information on to us is like public aquariums, museums, and such. And that's personally why I also like them too, is not just because I absolutely love just going through the public aquariums and just even seeing the fish and admiring their beauty. But it's also a chance, to learn about them and the world that they live in, because I'm going to sound like a tree hugger here, but we share this world with the fish. And I think it's important, especially with the oceans, that we know about these fish and what it takes, to keep them healthy, because honestly, if it weren't for the oceans, the earth is probably not inhabitable. But I don't know, we're getting way too deep in this. A Zen Ginger, yeah. And killer whales aren't whales. They're more like dolphins. So yeah, there's that too. Okay. Oh, mountaintop puffer. Got my spotted Congo puffer pair today and a surprise pickup of red eye. Hey, I'm going to butcher that pronunciation, but Arabesco. Oh, puffers. I am going to breed egg scatter puffers now that I have a Mekong puffer fry now. Good on you, mountaintop. At some point there, if you haven't made videos on those already, definitely should. At some point, definitely got to make some videos about and all that. But at the same time, maybe you do it for breeding and all that. And hey, some people don't want to reveal their secrets. But boy, I'd love to see how you do it, man. That is a mountaintop puffer. That's really, really cool that you get all these puffers to breed and such. Because I mean, I've had my Fahaka, as a lot of lay eggs one time. I've seen, courtship by some of my puffers, like my Amazons and the red eyes, and back when I had the spotted Congos, of course. So, I feel like, I've gotten close, but I've never been able to, to tip the scales. Well, there you go. There's my new label right there. Fair enough, though. Oh, geez. Spell check. Ruining my jokes. Hugger, not hunger. I mean, I knew what you meant. With your comment earlier, yeah. I identify as a tree. But I don't know. But like I say, I feel like especially as us as, aquarium aquarists, I feel like it's partially, us, I mean, within the education that kind of, we kind of learn about that too. And, we learn about all these fish too, because, in the end, I mean, how do we get these fish? I mean, it's got to start, by fishing and all that. And of course, there's laws that, to make sure we don't go overboard on that. But see, that's another reason. I know some people consider aquariums like, abusive. And see, here's why I disagree with that. I mean, obviously, some people might think my opinion is biased because, I have 20 plus aquariums. So it's clear to see what side I'm on to say, like, no, I don't think so. But again, it goes back to the educational part where, you look at the fish and such, and, it's not even just a therapeutic standpoint, which to me, it very much is that too. It's therapeutic to just watch them and such there. And there's some things, in aquariums that, there's some sacrifices to the fish by living in aquariums, but there's also some benefits for them too. Like, what happens if a fish gets sick in the wild? 90% of the time, it's just going to die. But fortunately, if they're in a tank, then, we have medicines and such that, can cure it. And I mean, think about it. If then that fish dies in the wild there too, then yeah, that fish can end up, it gets probably eaten by a bigger fish, and then that disease can spread onto that fish. And then that fish can catch the same thing that dead fish had earlier. And then that one dies and gets eaten by another fish. And it just becomes a chain reaction here. Whereas, in an aquarium here, if you see a fish, at least we have an opportunity to, care for this fish and try to, make it better. And then it can keep living on for, however much longer. And I don't know, that's another thing there too. That, I mean, hey, like these rainbows in the wild, chances are, I mean, they don't get that big. Small fish usually get eaten. And this aquarium, they don't have to worry about that. They can live their full lifespan in here and never have to worry about predators. Anyway, like I say, I've gone a lot on this. Oh boy, I feel like I've gone on so many spiels today. I did not intend to do this today. Misfit Reptiles and Aquatics. Hey guys, here on my lunch break. Welcome aboard, Misfit. Good to see ya. And Vibes Aquatics there saying, smash the like button, y'all. Appreciate that, Vibes, very, very much. Yeah. No idea what we have for likes right now, but I see we got over 20 people watching this right now. Appreciate every single one of y'all for that there. But again, yeah, one complaint I have about StreamYard is, yeah, I can't see that what I have for likes. That's my one complaint about this. Yeah, I have streamed over an hour. Are you kidding? Did I really go on that long of a tangent? Yeah, it's a 6:15. Oh, jeepers. New local Austin. Well said. Well said. I'll just leave it at that because, yeah, I feel like I've gone on enough tangents here today. I need to shut up. Checking through the chat because I've got on so many spiels here, making sure I don't forget anyone here. Way back at J. Oliver. Yeah, I know I checked that out earlier. Mountaintop Puffer earlier on the puffer breeding and the red eyes, 2 males and 3 female Arabescos. That's usually a pretty good ratio to have there, or at least I don't know. I've learned not to have better success with not schooling puffers, shoaling puffers rather, is to have more females than males. But yeah, good on you. I'm excited for you. That breeding puffers and all that is not easy to do. You're doing something right there. Hopefully, if you haven't already, yeah, I got to check your channel there too. It's been a while since I've checked a few channels here. It's what happens when you meet so many channels out here. But especially after Aquashella, I met a few more there too, and been trying to catch up on all of those too. But that's the cool thing about the fish fam. There's so many of us here too. All right, checking through the chat. Yes. We got George RB3 saying hello. Welcome aboard, George. Good to see you here this afternoon. Or, well, I guess actually in my time, it's more like this evening. Good to see all these awesome folks here. Christine Hansen, thank you so much for the super chat there. Saying great stream. Hey, appreciate it very, very much, Christine. I enjoy these streams. I think this is like the first stream I've ever really got on a spiel about some of these things, but I don't know. As you can tell, there are some things about this still that I'm very passionate about, and it goes outside of aquariums because, frankly, I love just seeing all of the animals, like not even just fish and all that. Like sometimes even going to like forest enclosures and such. Like, I mean, I tell you what, the Omaha Zoo, my goodness, we have so many animals out there like monkeys, gorillas, we got flamingos out there, seals, which we mentioned earlier. I mean, penguins. I love the fact that they sometimes let the peacocks run around, which is kind of crazy at first when I thought I was young because the peacocks at the Omaha Zoo used to be kind of aggressive. They'd kind of chase after you if you got too close to them, which I was always kind of like, how do they get away with that? Surely someone had to complain about that, but I'm also just a person where it's like, nah, you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. But that's me. And yeah, as Ed said, love the Omaha Zoo. It's awesome. But yeah, I mean, a sloth. We're actually making a new tiger complex here, Ed. I think it's because the old one, I think, was like completed like in the 70s or something. And I know there's some people now that are going to be cursing at me for saying that. But it was, I know they've been talking about getting a new cat complex here soon because I think they're even talking about getting like a panther or something. And it's just a really, really cool place overall. I mean, they got so many animals. Like the list is way too long to ever go down the whole list. But yeah, just the animals, not even just outside of the aquarium. It's really cool. Ooh, excuse me. I had still got a little something there. Let it be known, once again, despite the loss, still got the Packers Cup. Still rep the green and gold. Rep them through the good times. Rep them through the tough times. Ooh, that's much better. Coffee, by the way. Still doing coffee as it's kind of a chilly and rainy evening here in Iowa. It's been kind of raining and spitting on us all day here today. So just trying to stay warm here and such, but stuff like that. On the Oscars, I don't think I said hello to you earlier, but welcome more. Heard the San Francisco Zoo is pretty good. I have heard about that. It's that, and I think the San Diego Zoo or something is also really good. But it's another zoo that I hear a lot of good things about. I always wanted to visit the Fort Worth, Texas Zoo because while getting my bachelor's in Amarillo, Fort Worth, Dallas is only about 4.5 hours away. I mean, I only say 4.5 hours away because my drive home from, the exact town I lived in was Canyon, Texas. And to get back home up here to Iowa was like 11 and a half hours. I admittedly kind of have a heavy foot though, so I usually did it in about 11 or a little under, but I never made it to the Fort Worth Zoo. Someday might have to though, because I've heard that's a really good one too. A Freaky Fish Lady saying, pouring down here in Missouri. Absolutely. Yeah, it's it's been kind of a rainy one here, I think, in the Midwest in general. The San Diego Zoo is really good. Yeah, I've heard all sorts of stuff about that place, and it's got to be really, really good. Uh-oh, what happened? Something got through here. Did we get a comment here that shouldn't be in here? I see Matt is there a comment that should have gotten through here? I don't see any spam in here, really, unless I'm missing it. Oh, someone being a dirty... Oh, yeah, okay. Well, you never know. Sometimes those weird websites post links on here, and yeah, we don't want any of that. Was making sure I didn't miss anything like that. Oh, well then, yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm all right with a little bit of Oh, Rico's comment was spicy. Well, just Rico being Rico, right? Nothing wrong there. Ain't no harm, no foul there. All right, because I mean, hey, Lord knows I can have a dirty sense of humor sometimes. So I'm not one to judge. Not at all. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to put it up, Rico, but oh boy. I love it. Oh no. Oh jeez. Yeah, hey, that's not all that terrible. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong there. Oh, while I'm scrolling back down here, Yellowstone Aquatics saying hello, everyone. Hello, Yellowstone. Good to see you here. Another awesome member right there. You know, speaking of Yellowstone, that's another place. But that's another place that at some point need to get going there. My wife wants to see Yellowstone someday. Hey, too. I've been to Yellowstone Park myself one time. That's been a while ago. I think that's been about 6 years ago or so for me at this point. But Yellowstone is absolutely beautiful. Old Faithful, at least the eruption that I watched with it was really late. So not sure if it was all that faithful, to be honest. Joke over. But either way, beautiful, beautiful place. It's kind of crazy. That whole place is just one giant volcano too. But I guess that explains a lot of the things that go on there though, right? But let's not go into that. Monterey Aquarium was a letdown. Sardines, really. Yeah, I can't fully remember where that one is at. I've heard about it though, and that some people say that it's kind of overhyped though. But yeah, man, I should know where that is, but I can't remember right now. I'm having a bit of a brain fart right now. I can't think of where the heck that's located. But yeah, it's one of those where, yeah, it's kind of, I have heard that place is a little disappointing for what a lot of people said it was initially. Hey, likewise, then, likewise. My mind sometimes thinks of certain things, and I can't get them and such. I'm sorry. Only Oscars, yes, California. That's right. It's like I knew it was somewhere over on the West Coast. Yeah, because by the Pacific. That's right. But yeah, that's somewhere over there. It's like I'm pretty sure it's not in the Pacific Northwest. But yeah, I have heard some of that though. Yeah, they are proud of that display. So I've heard. Let's see here. I think I had one more thing I wanted to say about public aquaria. That was good, not another rant, I promise. But I'm trying to remember what the heck it was. I'm not. Monterey cheese. Oh boy. I mean, hey, I'm a Packer fan. There's not too many cheeses out there that I don't like, So. Star Trek got a better Monterey Aquarium. They had whales. Oh, love it. But yeah, I guess. Well, if anybody else has a question, by all means, about like public aquariums and such, by all means, feel free to drop it in. Although we got a lot of questions here today. Absolutely love it too. I love it when we get questions in the chat here because, well, again, that's kind of what these streams are about too. It's a time to for you guys to ask questions and such if you want. So, let's see here. Let's see. Mountaintop Puffer with a good point here. I always wonder who would fund research without public aquariums and zoo fees. I mean, that's very true too. Because I mean, even just like the Shed Aquarium. Oops, I did not mean to cut that down. There we go. But like the Shed Aquarium, it's named after a person that put a lot of funding in to make it happen, like John G. Shed. And bless the man's heart, he unfortunately didn't live long enough to see the Shed Aquarium that it is today become what it is. And it's one of those two where it's it's a big thing there too, because I feel like this I think it would, even just public aquariums would affect our aquarium hobbies a lot if it weren't for public aquariums, because the public aquariums is where the general public, not just the fish keeping public, gets their information and such from. But I mean, I think pet stores would be a lot different. Fish stores would be a lot different. There's a lot of things aquarium related that if it weren't for public aquariums, and yeah, all the research they do, all the education they give, and all that, I think that things would be a lot different for this hobby. In fact, there'd probably be a lot of fish that I'd have down here right now that probably I wouldn't even have. Heck, we may not even would know if they existed or not if it weren't for some public aquariums and zoos. Because I know some people look and touching on that subject, I know some people look at those places and just think it's a place that's captivating animals. It's not just that. It's a place that educates you about these magnificent, amazing animals and such. But that's the main thing I get out of these too, is that it's not just for entertainment. It can also be very educational, in which, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but at least where I went to school, we did almost a field trip to the zoo, if not every year, every other year, depending on what grade it was. Because I mean, just like the fish keeping hobby here, information changes a lot. I mean, think about how much before the pandemic happened and where we are now, like just 5 years ago. Think about where some of the information on some of these fish were now, and think about how much it's advanced here today. Because, I mean, it's always advancing. We're always learning more. We're always getting more information. But it's something like that. There's such an educational value to these places. But let's see. Only Oscars. Zoos have people who search for grants and donations. Meeting with them is boring. Not going to disagree with you there. My wife and I have a zoo pass here to the Omaha Zoo, and I also have, well, since I also used to do a sports writing job, and I also did some news writing while I was over there in Nebraska. I also sometimes wrote stuff about what was going on in the zoo. And yeah, sometimes I would hear about what's going on in those meetings. And not a whole lot of interesting stuff usually happened there. Every once in a while, you'd get something pretty cool that would get brought up. But most times, it's pretty much just talking about dollars and cents and such. Nothing overly spectacular. Uh-oh. It wouldn't be a Monday Musing stream, guys, if at some point we didn't talk about food. And here's Vibes asking, did somebody say tacos? Oh, man. And I agree with Ed here. I love tacos. Y'all got me. I'm now craving a Doritos Locos taco from Taco Bell. I got to get something like that. Or there's a place in Omaha that has amazing, like, puffy tacos where it's like a fried tortilla, and then they put what's the exact word? Not shredded steak, chop steak. That's what I'm looking for, in a tortilla and such. And they put it in there, and they put like salsa in there. Cheese. I like mine with some lettuce and some sour cream as well. My tacos are pretty basic, honestly. I put a lot of my spiciness in the salsas and such. And oh yeah, sign me up for some tacos. Dinner and a show, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Ricky De Hoyos coming in here on the Monday Musing stream saying, hi, guys, driving and lurking. Appreciate y'all still coming in here. We've had a lot of people that are checking in on this chat here that are driving. But, hey, no problem. Appreciate it all the same here that, spending some of your Monday here with us here on the Monday Musing stream here. It's a lot of fun doing this stuff here with guys. And hopefully while you drive, provide some entertainment here, right? I don't know. This has kind of been a different stream than I think I've ever done. So hopefully it's been, at least somewhat entertaining. I keep bumping my table here too. Center that. So there we go. Now the whole 240 is in the shot. Now, hey, Monday is just Taco Tuesday Eve. So why not celebrate with some tacos, right? Oh, Vibes Aquatics. Yes. We sometimes have a taco truck that roams around here in Council Bluffs. And I can't remember exactly what it's called right now, but that man, makes some amazing tacos. He's got like a spicy steak taco too, and he's got some pretty good chicken tacos too that I get sometimes. And oh man, they are delicious, absolutely. Or maybe I should say delicioso. One of the very few words in Spanish that I do know. Thank you, Dora the Explorer, right? No. But yeah, taco trucks sometimes have the best tacos. It's so many of them are just awesome. Vibes, funny enough, my wife actually lived in Austin, Texas for about 4 or 5 years before she met me. And yeah, she told me stories about some taco trucks down there, as well as some trucks down there that bring some pretty good breakfast food down there too. And yeah, I've heard a lot about food trucks down in Austin, Texas. And oh yeah, if I ever get down there, definitely gotta check those out. And Cosmic Coffee Shop, she might have actually mentioned that place, Vibes. I might have to run that by her. But yeah, Vibes Coffee Shop, some delicious tacos from Taco Truck. Absolutely. Ugh, back to the coffee. Only Oscars here. You guys are sick. Taco trucks, disgusting. Hey, we also have like a truck here that, well, it doesn't never come to Council Bluffs, or I don't think it has yet anyway. But there's like a truck that does like fried cheese and such. So like grilled cheese sandwiches. I think they even give you a tomato soup cup and that. Like cheese curds, mozzarella sticks. They give you like, all sorts of awesome stuff. And hey, sign me up for a grilled cheese and tomato soup to dip it in too. Oh man, especially on a day like this where it's chilly and rainy, nothing better than a hot bowl of tomato soup and grilled cheese. Absolutely love that stuff. And I asked for sour cream and she looked at me like I was crazy. So I said, well, double down on the cheese, and she didn't put any in there. Oh, man. Ed, y'all have the right to go to the taco truck. I'm sorry, but oh, geez. I love it. Ricky, I just want a good old-fashioned kebab from Roach Coach. Kebabs aren't bad either, although funny thing, at the College World Series, they kind of put a twist on it. They have dessert kebabs where they put like little brownie bites on there, and then they put like some cupcake bites on there, and they'll either put like banana pieces or strawberries on there as well. Sometimes even both on there. And this is like during the summer at College World Series and such. I absolutely love those, but they also do the real kebabs there too. And I ain't going to say they're Texas good or Kansas City good, but there's nothing wrong there. Omaha Steaks, ain't nothing wrong with that place. Food trucks should only have ice cream and popsicles. Oh, man. See me, I don't mind the ice cream trucks, but they're always overpriced. I never have gotten excited for ice cream trucks, but maybe that was also because I lived in a small town and such. But I don't know. That's me. I never got overly excited for ice cream trucks. They were always so overpriced. That's the biggest reason I never got into them anyway. Hey, Vibes Aquatics and I are on the same page. Awesome. Now we're talking about my favorite cold weather meal growing up. Tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwich. I mean, can't go wrong. And if you really want to level that baby up, throw some bacon in that bad boy. So a grilled cheese with some bacon in there and then tomato soup. Whoo! Love it. Absolutely love it. But grilled cheese even by itself there, I mean, I load my grilled cheeses with, I want that cheese oozing out from that bread or whatever you use in there and such. But, well, that's just me. I love cheese. The gooier and thicker the cheese, the better. Like, I don't even use those Kraft singles, man. I'll go to, like, the Superstore. I'll get me some Velveeta cheese and put it on that grilled cheese. That's me anyway. But Misfit, disagree, June. That fair food is the best where all the trucks and trailers are go. Absolutely. I mean, hey, if I ever go to the fair and such, I always got to get a funnel cake or something there, or a weird one that we get here, or that some people sometimes raise their brow at, or sometimes people also wonder about, trying to find a way to work, but some people think it's awesome too. But at the Iowa State Fair, we have fried Oreos, and oh man, especially next to a little bit of vanilla ice cream, fried Oreos are amazing. And I mean, I wish some other places here in town would make those. I keep looking up. One of these times I actually tried some air fried Oreos not too long ago. They weren't bad, but it wasn't terrible. But at the same time, yeah, it's I don't know. Fried Oreos might be my favorite I consider that a fair food anyway. Fried Oreos at the Iowa State Fair, I can't leave without getting it at least once. Fried Oreos, especially with some vanilla ice cream. Amazing. Can't go wrong with it. Crypt Keeper Aquatics, what's going on? Good to see you here. I believe it's the first time I've seen you here. Sorry if I didn't miss you earlier, but Crypt Keeper Aquatics saying, what's up, fish fam? We're talking about grilled cheeses. Ever toss cheese directly into a pan, toss a grilled cheese onto a pile of cheese, and let that cheese get browned and crisp. Super good. So just skipping the bread part altogether and just literally doing an actual literal grilled cheese there. But yeah, oh man, that would be great, especially if you just get the outside a little bit crispy enough to where you could just get it and such, and yeah, there you go. B&W Aquatics, I was starting to think something similar to that. I'm getting diabetes just listening to this stream. Oh, I love it. I mean, yeah, I was about to sit here and say like, oh man, my arteries are closing just talking about some of these ideas. Talking about fried Oreos, straight on grilled cheese and such. Absolutely. Oh, Crypt Keeper. Fantastic. No, make grilled cheese as normal, but then encrust it griddled cheese after the bread is toasty. Oh, okay. I follow you, Crypt. Yeah, that would be good too. Cheese bread, cheese. Mm-hmm. I love it. So you're just putting some cheese outside of the bread too. Okay, I follow you, Crypt. I follow you. Yeah, that I would love to try that at some point. Whew. Man, I'm gonna have to cut the stream off here soon if we keep talking about food because I'm gonna get hungry. Here, kind of surprised the wife hasn't gotten home here yet. It is past 6:30. I think Steamthought went early on his live stream today here too, so I'm not sure if anybody's streaming at 7 here. I don't think I'm probably gonna go past 7 though, because I mean, well, we're already about an hour and a half on this bad boy. But George RB3, ooh, talking about fried grilled cheese now, deep fried grilled cheese. Ladies and gentlemen, this public aquarium stream is turning into the grilled cheese stream. And I am not complaining because I love grilled cheese. But Chattanooga Ed, what's your favorite type of donut, Austin? I'm pretty basic. I like glazed. At least, especially in here, I mean, Krispy Kreme glazed donuts. Every day, every hour, sign me up. There's never a bad time to enjoy a Krispy Kreme glazed donut. That's me. But really, glazed donuts from anywhere, that's my favorite. But I'll also do like the chocolate covered with sprinkles and such. I'm all right with, the yeast donuts or the cake donuts or whatever the other one's called. I'm all right with all of those. But yeah, that's me. I'm pretty basic on my donuts. I like the glazed donuts. Did I hear a knock at the door? Did I lock the wife out? Oh boy, I'm about to be in the doghouse, guys. If I lock the wife out, that's going to be bad. Oh no, she got in. There we go. Crisis averted. Okay, let's see. Only Oscars. I'm getting a knot in my stomach. Oh, jeez. Oh, goodness gracious. Whew. I'm still trying to shake that cough here yet, guys, so I apologize here. Oh, shoot. No. Oh, I spilled my other water. Shoot. Well, that's one way to get your feet wet. Dang it. Justin H. checking in here. Welcome, Justin, to the stream here. How is your Cross River Puffer doing? How is the spotting? Justin, unfortunately, just about an hour before the stream, I posted a video about the Cross River Puffer. But to answer your question, unfortunately, due to a power outage for a while, I mean, it was 6-8 hours plus or something. Unfortunately, my Cross River Puffer didn't make it through the power outage. So, unfortunately, the spotting and everything is not going all that well with him, sadly. So, yeah, I'm sorry to give you that news, Justin, but yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a Cross River anymore. It's happened just a few days ago, sadly, too. But yeah, unfortunately, things haven't things didn't end well there, sadly. But Chattanooga Ed, absolutely, yeah. I'm glad I'm an American where I can eat food that I'd like to eat. I mean, AKA something that, who cares if it's healthy or not? If it tastes good, it has to be good for you in some way, right? Yeah, Justin, it was a very hard pill to swallow. I mean, like I say, I kind of explained a little bit more of what went all down on the Cross River Puffer there in my most recent video. Like I say, I just posted it like maybe an hour before the stream. My parents came over here. Otherwise, I would have posted it a bit earlier because, well, that's me on my channel here too. Because I mean, yeah, I remember hyping up that Cross River Puffer there too. And someday, I'm sure I'll get another one. I'm not going to put a timetable on it because, well, frankly, they're not easy to find. And just as hard as they are to find, they're about as equally as expensive, if not maybe even more so expensive. But I mean, Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't still bothered by that because, well, yeah, I feel a lot of it, a good part of it, at the very least, if not most of it's my fault. But I won't talk too much on that because, again, I already made a video. I made a video kind of talking about that here, and yeah, something all about that. But yeah, that's kind of it sucks, but unfortunately, this is the hobby sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, Oscars, I mean, that's basically the gist of it, is just me saying that, yeah, it was hard. I mean, he was battling something else something I guess I didn't say in the video, and I'll say it here. The Cross River Puffer was battling something else, and I'm not fully sure what. I put in some general cure in there. I was starting to give him like quarter water changes every few days, and he was starting to color up really, really good again. His appetite was coming back and such, and things were going well for a while. And, he started coloring up and eating well again for about 3 days before, this power outage happened. And unfortunately, a power outage, if a fish is especially already battling something, a power outage can do a sick fish in very, very quickly, even if they are starting to pull out of it. And that's the downside of it. Can't really control a power outage, but, well, like I say, I described some of the other parts of the situation in that video too. There were some parts I felt like I could have controlled that maybe could have made a difference. But it hurts because that was a puffer that I've been looking for a while. Frankly, it wasn't cheap either. And I mean, I guess with that also said something I didn't say. I'm probably going to take a pause on buying puffers here for a little bit. And that's not to say I'm going to stop entirely or stop making videos about puffers, because I still love puffers. And I think at some point I need to give my arrowhead puffer some more attention here, because as well as my Powabai puffer. And then obviously, we're doing a video about transitioning my green spotted puffers to a brackish aquarium here. So, I mean, I still have let's see, because 8 different species of puffers and such, something like that. But I'd have to count them all again. Well, Amazons, Fahaka, Red Eye, Arrowhead, Powabai, Mabu, Fahaka. I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, and green spotted. So yeah, 8. I was right. So yeah, we still got 8 species of puffer, but something like that. Crypt Keeper Aquatics with the fish emoji bomb. Or wait, that's Zen Ginger. Well, Zen Ginger also saying, yeah, to join as a member. There you go. You can check out that link there. I mean, memberships, they help me do what I do here, such as keep making videos. And hey, the little extra money also, helps, keep the lights on, feed the fish, and even go on trips like Aquashella not too long ago. At some point, I would love to, I need to get to the Eastern Iowa swap there in Davenport sometime soon too. I think they got one coming up in about a week or two here. Sometime early November. So sometime I need to check it out there. But there we go. There's the fish emoji bomb. Yes. Fish emoji bomb indeed. Yes, yes. And that's the cool thing too. I mean, talking about the, becoming a member, as Zen Ginger posted there. I mean, for just $2 a month or two, I mean, you can get the fish emoji. He's there as well. And hey, the more members I get, the more emojis I can get for you guys to use, which is kind of a cool thing, but different thing there. But of course, that's how, of course, if you like what I do here and want to show support here, it's never expected, but it's always greatly appreciated. And it doesn't matter what level you take, it's always greatly appreciated. Only Oscars, yeah, sometimes no matter what we could do for them, sometimes fish just don't pull through. But it still hurts nonetheless, sir, because it was a puffer that I was very proud to say that I had, because, well, I mean, it was the crown jewel of freshwater puffers. But yeah, sometimes that's just the hobby. As fun as this hobby can be sometimes it can be, it can really give you a bit of it can give you a kick in the teeth once in a while too. Checking through the chat. Yes. Making sure I don't forget anybody here, because I know we've talked about George IB3. Fish-filled donut. Ugh, man. My stomach's turning just on hearing that. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's fun. I mean, there might be some people, though, doing too, but... Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'm getting a stuff. Oh, there you go. On the grilled cheeses earlier, missed that. Garlic and Parmesan grilled pepper jack. Woo! See, yeah, you got a couple of mine there. I also like my American, so I've once done Velveeta cheese with pepper jack, which I know some people say that's a little bit weird, but I love me some pepper jack. I also love this. I love a little bit of spiciness on some of the things too. I don't like it to be super burning hot, you know. I used to be able to do foods like that, but nowadays, yeah, that stuff just don't agree with me. Oh, I love it. Oh, good oxtails and beef tongue. I love it. I love it. Hey, we're already 11 minutes to 7, so oh man. No, I think normally it's also because my computer battery also only lets me go so long. But since I know now that the metalheads don't stream after us anymore, I always put my charger on and such now, so that if we feel like going longer or if we have things to talk about, then yeah, I'll go ahead and push along. Only Oscar is not an American cheese fan. I mean, I will say, with me, it depends on what it's going on. American cheese, the worst thing. Any cheese but that. I mean, hey, if you're talking about like a burger or something, I'd way rather go with cheddar or something. Or pepper jack or, stuff like that. But, yeah, American, I'm kind of picky with what I put it on. That's me anyway. Crypto Spanish do an oxtail stew, and the gravy is so thick and rich, it is to die for. Interesting. But I am going to spill my drinks by my feet, and I don't want to spill the hot coffee. Hot coffee on the feet is a lot different than water on the feet. Whew. Talk about putting a little hot step in your... taking a hot step. Yeah, I'm not sure. Where was that going? I don't know. Mark is right. Hey, well, I've never tried it, so I can't knock it. Don't knock it if you don't try it, right? Something like that, the old saying. Anyway, the wife is home, ladies and gentlemen, and it is 10 minutes to 7, and all this talk about food has made me very, very hungry. So, guys, I think we're going to go ahead. I think we'll wrap this up for the next final 5 minutes here. If anybody else has any other questions here or something about like public aquariums or something maybe that, that we didn't talk about that maybe we should or something. Or, hey, if you got questions about the crossover, feel free, ask about it. Because, I mean, hey, I want to be open and honest about things here too. But beef tongue can make a great sandwich bread. I think back in back when the Indians hunted and such, or Native Americans, and as it be perhaps, I think like they had like a tradition or something that whoever made the kill, if that was their first kill, they always got the tongue. Because supposedly I thought that I think someone always said that the tongue was the best part. I'm sure with buffalo and beef, I mean, probably the same thing there, right? But yeah, guys, it's about 10 to 7 here. I think it's time to go get some dinner. So, guys, thank you all so much for joining me here on this Monday Musing stream here, and for all the continued support here. Coming up here soon, got a little update video. I might do 2 here this week on the green spotted puffers here. I'm trying to set up their canister filter for this tank as well. I already got a sponge filter in there and such, but at some point... yes, working on that tank here yet. Keep running into some hurdles there. So hopefully we'll get that here going here soon. But appreciate every single one of y'all for checking in here on the stream, especially now that we're kind of extending these streams here now. But appreciate it. It's always fun chatting and hanging out with all you awesome fish folk here. I'm going to go ahead, and bounce, get some dinner here. Thank you to my 3 awesome moderators, of course, Liquid Zoo OnlyFins, the Zen Ginger, and my wife, Mrs. Freak here. And of course, all the awesome members for all your extra support here, not just watching, but throwing a little my way here too. A special thanks to each and one of you as well. Yeah, with that said, like I said, I'm going to at least get 1 video out on updating with the green spotted puffers. Might try to get 2. And if not this week, next week, I'm going to get the Shed Aquarium video out there. And I'm excited to show you guys that too. But want to take my time to make sure that, you know, it's a great place. So a great place deserves a great video. But anyway, yeah, I'm still rambling on here. So thank you as always, guys, for all the support and joining the live stream here. Thank you to the replay crew as well. I will see you all in my upcoming videos, guys. As always, stay fantastic.